Episode 77. Jade gets attacked. After Amelia heard the voice, she arrogantly turned around. Just as she was about to ask who this person was, she suddenly saw Caroline's face and couldn't help being dumbstruck for a moment. Her expression changed drastically. Caroline, the most famous manager in the industry, was the one who had spoken. She had won gold medals for her management. Which of the people she had trained were not big shots? There were even rumors in the industry that as long as artists followed her advice, they would become famous. What Caroline said next surprised Amelia even more. "What did you just say? Jade is your newly signed artist? How is this possible?" Caroline coldly looked at the gorgeous woman with a trace of disdain on her face. "If someone thinks that they can take a shortcut just because they have some money in their family, then they are looking down on Milliken too much. If you want to sign a contract with Milliken, you have to recognize yourself first." Amelia's expression changed drastically when she heard Caroline mock her. She really wanted to sign a contract with Milliken. Her mother also told her that everything had been arranged. She didn't expect to encounter a situation like this when she came over. "Whether I do or don't have the qualifications to sign a contract with Milliken, it's not up to a manager like you to take care of it." Amelia was still a little unconvinced. Even if she was a little famous in the entertainment industry, she was not the boss. What right did she have to speak to her like that? Caroline, on the other hand, raised her cold eyebrows indifferently. The corner of her mouth was slightly raised, and there was not a trace of emotion on her face. Her gaze was even more elusive. "Then I wish you good luck. I hope to see you at the company tomorrow." After speaking, her face was full of ridicule, as if she was certain that Amelia wouldn't be able to sign a contract with Milliken. Caroline then turned to Jade and said, "Miss Winslet, please come to the company before 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I just picked up an advertisement for you. Remember, don't be late." "Yes, Caroline?" Jade was so excited that she held her heart. God, did she hear wrong? Could she be shooting a commercial so quickly? All of this happened too suddenly. To her, it was like a dream. Amelia clearly heard what Caroline said and became extremely jealous. She'd been a model for so many years and had never taken an advertisement. While Jade was just a minor character. So how good was she to take an advertisement? What right did Jade have? Amelia wouldn't believe if she went to look for the person in charge now. She wasn't even considered as good as Jade. Jade, don't be so pleased with yourself. You can only act in small roles. If you want to be the main character, you'll have to wait for your next life. Jade originally didn't want to argue with Amelia, but she deliberately provoked her 4 times over. It really made her angry. "I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm playing the female lead in The Decadent Lady. If you don't know, go and ask someone," Jade said coldly as she looked expressionlessly at Amelia. "What did you say? How is that possible?" Director Zape had already started to plan the Decadent Lady movie a long time ago. It had been delayed for a long time because of the difficulty of choosing the female lead. It was the most anticipated movie next year. The female lead was actually given to Jade. No, Amelia couldn't accept it. "It's the truth. Goodbye." After Jade finished speaking, she turned around and left. Her heart was filled with joy. She had never felt so happy in her entire life. She felt that the reason she was able to be so bold was that she'd been with Dario for a long time. After Jade walked out of Milliken, she planned to go back home and have a good rest. She went straight to the bus stop. She didn't expect to meet someone she didn't want to meet again. Not far away, a group of men were smoking and chatting together. Suddenly, one of the youths with dyed yellow hair stared at Jade for a long time. "Hey, what are you looking at?" Another young ruffian followed his gaze and looked over. When he saw Jade, he couldn't help but exclaim, "Hey, oh my God, you have sharp eyes. What a beautiful girl." He had followed Amelia all the way here and didn't expect to meet Jade. "She is my cousin." "What? She's your cousin? Damn, she's such a beautiful cousin. Why didn't she introduce her to us?" The young man suddenly revealed an evil smile. He fiercely smoked a cigarette and patted the shoulder of the man beside him. "Then let's go." The few remaining men revealed lustful looks and surrounded Jade. Jade frowned and cautiously looked at the man who suddenly appeared in front of her. She suddenly had an ominous feeling. Sure enough, a familiar person walked out from the crowd. Tyler Winslet. He was the only son of the Winslet family and was very wasteful. He had nothing to do all day long and rarely went home. Jade didn't expect to meet him here. Jade was very angry when she thought about the fact that she had lost most of her father's assets. She wanted to skin him alive. "Cousin, I haven't seen you for a few days. You have changed a lot." Tyler looked at Jade with bad intentions. He found that Jade, who used to wear dirty clothes, had suddenly become very fashionable. She even wore high heels and makeup. Her figure was really good, and her appearance was also not bad. In the past, he had really looked down on her and almost didn't recognize her. "What are you guys trying to do? Get out of the way." Jade looked at them coldly and subconsciously stepped back, but they didn't give her a way out. One of the men walked forward with a smile and even reached out his hand to touch her, but she dodged it. "Hey, cousin, you're so beautiful. We just want to get to know you and play with you. We won't do anything bad. Get lost." Jade felt disgusted when she saw their faces. "Damn it! How dare you tell me to get lost?" The man was angry. He suddenly reached out his hand to grab her wrist. Jade immediately took out the key from her bag and stabbed his hand with it. "Ah!" His face showed anger and pain. He shrank to the side and angered the others, but Jade also opened a path for herself. Without thinking, she quickly took off her high heels and smashed them. Then she ran. When she crossed the road, she almost got hit by a car. "Stop! Stinky woman!" The few men quickly caught up. Jade didn't dare to turn back. With her life on the line, she could only run forward. Suddenly, she had a flash of inspiration. To Milliken! Yes, if she went there, she would be saved. She turned around, but the young men behind her were already closing in. She knew that if they caught her, she would be dead for sure. Her heart almost jumped out. What should I do? What should I do? Just as she was at a loss, her bag suddenly shook. It was a phone call. How could she possibly answer her phone right then? But in the next second, she remembered something and immediately opened her bag to take out her phone. Sure enough, the number was Dario's. Jade panted heavily and impatiently picked up the phone. Before he could speak, she couldn't help but cry out, "Dario!" Hearing her sobbing, Dario was shocked, and his expression became very serious. "Jade, what happened?" He wanted to tell her that she didn't need to wait for him at noon. He had something to do, but he didn't expect to hear her crying. His heart tightened with tension.